Hey everybody, it's me, Daniel Hutchins, and today we're talking about another article from our friend Screen Rant. So today we're talking about Omega from the Bad Batch. Yep. So Omega voice actress teases work from the Bad Batch Season 2. Okay, so Michelle Ang, who is the voice actress for the young clone Omega, had posted a picture of herself recording lines from Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2. This was hot off the truck 20 minutes ago. So, on we go. So, Michelle Ang, the voice actress of the young clone Omega from Disney Plus's animated series Star Wars The Bad Batch, teases what is in store for Season 2 with a picture of herself in a voice recording studio. Now, the titular Bad Batch, aka Clone Force 99, or an elite unit of genetically modified clones who made their first appearance from the Clone Wars, Season 7, earlier in the year. But Lucasfilms released The Bad Batch as the standalone series spinning off from their debut from the Clone Wars. Now, Lucasfilms confirmed that The Bad Batch will return for Season 2, which was expected to air sometime next year in 2022. The show introduced audiences to a mysterious new character named Omega, who throughout her course in the series is gradually revealed to be the perfect unmodified clone, apart from her gender of the legendary bounty hunter Jango Fett. Omega's inquisitive nature and sibling-like dynamic with the Bad Batch immediately had jumped and endeared her to the fans, making her one of the standout characters of the show. In many ways, her relationship with the squad's leader, Hunter, was an emotional heart of the entire series. Now, related to this article is Bad Batch Why Crosshair Won't Kill Hunter, the theory explained. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about someone else. So Aang had recently posted a picture of herself in a recording studio to tidy up some work on the Bad Batch. Now, the picture didn't reveal much apart from the distance, but the blurry image of what appears to be the Bad Batch members, Tech and possibly Echo, both of whom were voiced by D. Bradley Baker. Check out from the image below. Okay, so the image is actually pretty cool, and it's actually from Michelle Ang on Instagram. Alright, check it out on Instagram. There's the photo from behind the set there on the studio. Okay, so Ang's caption seems to imply that the actress is nearly done recording her scenes for the show. Now, if Season 2, set to release around the same window as Season 1 did from last year, May the 4th, it makes sense that the show cast would be wrapping up soon. Like many other animated projects, Star Wars animated shows typically will record voice lines alongside the rough animatic, which is then fleshed out to sync with the actors' line deliveries, which is a completely different process than that of just plain straight movies. But this is most clearly demonstrated in the unfinished Clone Wars episodes Lucasfilm had unveiled in 2015, which showed the early animatics accompanied by the full voice actors. But the voice actors finishing up, the animators will have several months to complete their work on the show before it has aired. Okay? So the Bad Batch was in many ways a pleasant surprise. Despite the tepid reactions to the series' initial announcement, the show's first season had proved to be the worthy successor to the legacy of George Lucas' final Star Wars project, i.e. the Clone Wars. It acts as the narrative bridge connecting the Clone Wars to the Dave Filoni's Star Wars Rebels, which is another animated series, while also serving as the closing chapter to the entire prequel trilogy era. With the Bad Batch finale teasing connections to the old expanded universe, Season 2 is sure to have even more surprising revelations in store. Okay. So now we are actually going to be doing a bonus that ties in with Star Wars. We're going to be talking about Star Wars in 2021 was all about Jango Fett's legacy. Okay, so this was an article that was from this summer, but I'm still going to talk about it because it's important for you guys in Star Wars universe to understand why 2021 was all about Jango Fett's legacy. So both The Bad Batch and the Book of Boba Fett are focusing on the unaltered clones of Jango Fett. Here's how both the shows are continuing his legacy. Okay. Star Wars only has 2 titles coming out this year. They were both the Jango Fett Legacy, which are The Bad Batch and the Book of Boba Fett. The iconic bounty hunter who first made the near impression nearly 20 years ago in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, was a fan-favorite character of the franchise, and he made his mark and can be felt in every corner of the galaxy, from simply supplying his genetic template to help create the Republic's clone armies, to raising his clone son, Boba Fett. Jango's legacy is integral to all Star Wars universe, but that legacy has been resurrected in more recent Star Wars streaming shows. Season 2 of Mandalorian had brought back Boba Fett and reinstated Jango as a member of the Mandalorian Creed. Okay? The Bad Batch features not only a group of heroic abnormal clones created by Jango's DNA, but also the young clone Omega, who has also been revealed as an unaltered clone. Therefore, she is the sister of Boba. Now, later in 2021, Disney Plus is set to debut the Book of Boba Fett, which will detail the life of the infamous bounty hunter. So, related to this article is why the comedians made Omega the same way as Boba Fett. Was it Jango? Well, that's a good question, but we're not talking about that right now. The Bad Batch and the Book of Boba Fett are the only 2 Star Wars productions for 2021, and they are both celebrations to Jango's legacy, while essentially bringing the character back to life. Although little has been seen of him in canon since he was killed by the hands of Mace Windu during the Attack of the Clones, Jango's impact has lived on in ways both subtle and obvious, thanks to the myriad clone characters seen across the Star Wars animated shows. Now, Jango's face is very well known by all fans of Star Wars universe. However, Jango's contributions to this franchise go beyond simply being a clone template. The extra emphasis on Jango in 2021 only Star Wars shows has proven that the character's name and legacy are just as significant to the franchise as his genetic codes. Okay, so in The Bad Batch, the audience is introduced to a young girl named Omega, which is a female clone living on Kamino. But of course, over the course of the series, it's discovered that Omega is an unaltered Jango Fett clone, just as Boba was. The exact circumstances of her origin and purpose were not yet fully known, but it was confirmed that her creators and the species behind the clone army, the Kaminians, hope to use her to create a new line of Fett clones, with the original genetic material gathered from Jango prior to his death nearing the depletion. Now, the Kaminians are seeking to recapture Omega and use her DNA for her own purposes. However, the fact that Omega is an unaltered clone gives her the free will and tendency missing from the altered clones. She is, in a sense, a new Jango, and has found companionship and understanding amongst the members of the Bad Batch, who are similarly strong-willed and beyond their control. Both the Bad Batch themselves and Omega have proved that Jango's legacy of strength, purpose, and will to survive on lives in the galaxy. The legacy is also still alive and well within the most legendary carrier of his genes, his clone son Boba Fett. Now believed dead from the hands of the Sarlacc on Tatooine, Boba rose from the ashes to reclaim his ship, we know as the Slave One, and his Mandalorian armor from Din Djarin from Season 2 of The Mandalorian. The bounty hunter aided Djarin in his attempt to rescue Grogu from the Imperial remnant. After playing his part, he returned to Tatooine and triumphantly asserted himself as the leader of the planet's crime ring. These events will lead directly into the new series coming out, The Book of Boba Fett, which will also explore the resurrected bounty hunter, expanding his arc on one of the galaxy's most feared warriors. The show will also continue the legacy of Boba's father, and the legacy that Star Wars seemed intent on remembering and celebrating with the year. Okay, so there you go, guys. That is just an extra bonus I wanted to throw in for you guys about why 2021 was the year to celebrate the legacy of Jango Fett. If you guys like this content and you want to see more Star Wars content on the channel, leave a comment down below and have a wonderful, wonderful day.